Yes. We want to get in the mind frame of being comfortable, and being safe.
Yeah.
Because this is our time, and yes, we know each other. Some of us, longer than others, but while we're here, this is our confidential, our space, our safe place, our haven for these next 5 days. And so we respectfully want you to just feel comfortable and let your guard down, because this is family talk. This is family talk, and we're going to, of course, be going a little bit deeper. Now, since you guys have typed in your name and everything, tell me why. Just type in for me, if you will. What do you expect? What's your expectation tonight? What do you expect to get out of tonight? Just type that in the chat. And Rita said, yes, I was about to say on a movie. Rita, do we need to snatch your black card?
No, I bet she can name the Clark sisters.
Right. But yes, that's good. That's good. But if you can, we've just had our inhale and our exhale, right? Because this is our family. This is us letting our guards down. But type in the chat what you expect. What's your expectation? What's the purpose? Or what is your desire, or the importance of this on tonight? And I know y'all can see what we have on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Yes, come on, Katisha. Just from the photo, okay? Good. I expect to learn how my family dynamics have shaped my view. Ooh, yeah, girl, on marriage, love, and relationships, so to speak. Yes. Anybody else? What's your expectation? And yes, thank you for sharing that, Katisha. You're on point. You're on point. And there are no right or wrong answers. That's why we say we're going to relate to one another, and we're going to release.
Yes.
So that we can be comfortable, because we're in a safe space to share on tonight.
All right. Anybody else?
Nobody else have an expectation? Anybody? Y'all know how we do. We're going to volunteer somebody.
Yeah. Listen, it's free. You're free to express. Y'all, listen, this is the building piece. We're building towards something. Mm-hmm. You took your time out to build towards something. And so when you look at a picture like this, just put a couple of words. What do you think? What do you feel? What does this picture evoke? Or what things come to the surface when you look at this?
Because that's good, because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
It's to see where
I expect to find where my family's pathology in marriage went wrong, and how to fix it for me and my children's generationally.
Come on,
that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. That's important.
Hey, Carrie.
Hello, beautiful Carrie. That's beautiful Charity.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey. I thought, because if you look at the picture, I'm sorry. What's up, sis?
Rita says the history of marriage in our family's history and how it affects our view. Come on, y'all.
Yes. Yes. Y'all
in it.
Yes. So give me some words. Talk, or you can popcorn style. Turn on your mic and let me hear what this picture invokes, what this picture says to you. Tell me whether it's positive or negative.
All matter of bondage. All matter of bondage. All matter. From the ground up. Bondage. Generationally, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
you gonna
ma'am.
have to translate that for me because I couldn't understand.
She need to bring her what? City gas? No.
Yeah,
Greenspoint?
Greenspoint. Give me Greenspoint.
And see, I won't even dignify that. But bondage, absolute bondage from a historical perspective. It looks like that's inherited bondage.
Come on. Inherited. Woo! Inherited bondage. Now that's real.
Inherited bondage.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Rita says, from the image, it looks like slavery.
Looks like slavery.
I see survival, and I also see I did a play called it was focused on love during slavery time.
Yeah.
And
She's about to start something.
so I'll be brief. A lot of these people, they could have ran, but they chose not to because they loved each other.
Yeah.
And they put themselves, or I shouldn't say they put themselves, they stayed because they didn't want family separated or beaten or so I even though they are in bondage,
Yeah.
I also see survival.
Are we even more free than this? Yeah, it might be some physical freedom, but here, because if you look at this picture and just spoiler alert, we are looking back at the past as, and not only because a lot of times for Black people, we look at the past,
right,
and the first thing we think is negative.
Yeah.
Even when we think about our relationships, how many people, raise your hands if you had a 2-parent household? Let's see how many. Yeah.
Okay. Carrie.
Matter of fact, we got 3 on here that had a 2-parent household.
Rita said me.
Yeah, because I was going to say Rita and her grandparents were married, and Shani Poo and her mom and daddy still together.
That's right.
Whatnot. Awesome.
So we've seen it.
But we also seen some mess, even though we had 2-parent households.
Yes.
But if we focus on the mess, we miss the blessing. Because what I see here is a better situation than we have today.
Wow.
What I see is a people who built everything that's right there. Ain't many of our men know how to build even a shack like that. Every stitch of clothing was more than likely made by one of them ladies.
That's rich. So
not only that, Khadijah touched on it a little bit as far as the relationships and the choice. And you tapped a little bit into a story that I'll share here in a moment. Things that we see now, but because we don't understand our past and we don't know the positive piece of our past. We look at the negative connotation that it has now. Because again, and it illustrates perfectly how we do things ignorantly. I'm serious. We do things ignorantly and don't even realize where it came from.
Unconsciously.
Coming up the generations. Coming up, coming down the generations, rather. So when I see this, because when I look back at my great-grandfather didn't have a education beyond, let me see, was it 3rd grade? Yeah, I think he had a 3rd grade education. And as you know, if education was a little bit tough back then too, that now, they he couldn't read.
Mhm.
You know, so that whole third grade thing, pipeline to prison, has been there. You know, but this man amassed 100 acres in on 59 Goodrich. If anybody familiar with Goodrich, Texas, this man amassed.
I have some family up in here.
Yeah, however, his offspring on our generation, for a lot of us in the family, because we had a big family, it was a gigantic family, can't even amass 5,000 square feet. Not only that, channeling my inner Martin Luther King, not only that, but wouldn't even know how to feed themselves on that 5,000 square feet. Because that man knew how to grow peanuts, yams, potatoes. I feel like Shirley Caesar.
Right.
He made it. He grew it. Right?
Yeah.
He grew it. Right? So when I look at this, and I put that on there just so we can see and look for the glimmers of hope and lean on the generational blessings. Like she said, generational cycles and curses. There are some generational blessings and generational cycles that are powerful, that because our book says, as a man thinketh, so is he. If I continue to go into that vein of always looking back at this as negative,
right?
If I have a picture like this of my past, and that's all I see, then all I will see is blight, dirty clothes, not realizing, not even taking into consideration that these same people, just like this bit, if they were given the things that they should have, the basic things that they should have, it'll look way better than that.
Absolutely. And that, even with that, the part that I see that's powerful in this picture is the wealth that they really had. That's true wealth. When you have family, and many of us, and this is why we're going to delve into this piece on tonight, we're talking about understanding our family influences. And yes, everybody, each one of y'all tapped in on what this is really doing for you and what you're pulling out of it, right? Because we're able to see, how does this affect me now? We're talking about generations past, but we've got to look at what's happening now. So when we go to the mall, I always do this. So when we go to the mall, y'all, what do you see when you first walk into the mall? If it's a mall that you've never been before, what do you see when you first walk into the mall? It's a big screen, or what do we see? Type it in the chat or unmute yourself.
I see for signs that say clearance or sale.
Okay. We got the shop. We know who the shopper is, right?
There's a sign though that let's say you came in a particular area,
yes,
but you want to know where you're going.
It's your first time there.
Oh, the map.
What is it?
The map.
Yes.
The map, yes, or the directory, right? Or it's the marquee that tells you. Yes, what was that? Did somebody say something? Okay, so the marquee, and it tells us, it shows us the map of the entire store, the entire mall. But it tells us, if we look, it's going to have a red or black or blue or yellow dot. What does that dot tell us? What does that dot speak of?
Current positioning.
Current positioning. And it's telling us where. What does it say? You are
here.
You are here. So before we're able to really know where we're going to go and really map out our next move, we got to know where we are. And we've got to reflect on some of the things that we have been what is it? We've been affected, and these different things that have become come into our lives. Yes. And like what Eric said, it's even unconscious, y'all. We're not even trying to do it. So we're going to let's dive in, because this is where we want to really spark your thinking.
So in looking at your past, your family's relation, and this is specifically for your relationship past. So in your relationship past, if you have grandparents in the past, if you have, let's say, maybe you don't have grandparents, you have aunts and uncles that can give you ideas. I almost said aunties, but you know how we talk. But give you some ideas on how Mama and Papa got together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why did that thing happen?
Yeah. How did it happen?
How did it happen?
Yeah.
No matter what it was, you know, we just like we looked at this negative picture, quote unquote negative, because it inspired a lot of negative feelings or whatever. But then look at flipping it, and looking at it from looking at that other piece. Now, did anybody ever think to look at the other piece? While y'all was on here, did y'all think to look at the other piece, the fact that these men built this? Matter of fact, they built the big house.
Okay.
They worked the land, knew how to feed themselves.
Because sometimes it's like the perspective.
Yeah.
We see the negative.
Yeah.
We see all their clothes are worn and all, but they had something that was deeper than
I bet you them girls
anything.
can cook.
Oh, yes.
I bet you them girls can cook.
Yes. So now we're going to look at how we can gain insight.
Hold on a minute, not fix.
Uh-oh.
Y'all know the difference between cooking and fixing. Anybody know the difference between cooking and fixing? Unmute and help me understand the difference between cooking and fixing.
You need to leave that alone, sir. You're the only man up in here now.
Ooh.
Be careful.
Thank you. That is a help meet right there.
That's a help
meet.
I'm trying to save you.
You doing your job. Bye. Anyway, moving on. So look at things that got us here.
Yeah.
This is good. That's foundation, y'all. That picture.
Yeah.
It's a foundation. What the winner inside you. There are some winning situations in relationships. Somewhere, if you go back and look, let's say even if you are adopted, because of the covenant that we have with Abba Yah, hands down, you can go to him and he can give you directives. I just don't believe that I'm the only one that he gave directives to tell me I had the power to know who my spouse was. And this at this time, because in this 30 years, there's a lot of things that we that the Father uncovered while it's like he was building us while he was flying.
Yeah. Yes, truly.
It's stuff that if we have gotten together before, had we had Eric and Elaine before,
we would have missed.
It's a lot of stuff that we would have overcame and already had the key to unlock those doors and to be able to just totally live a whole nother life.
Because I think we were talking about how many times we will, because we can get on autopilot, right? Because of what we've seen from, and a lot of times it's looking at, because we can say understanding our past and we could think that it's just us, but sometimes we got to go and understand our parents' past, right? And we were talking about that, and even how as we were, coming into our knowledge of who we were to each other, right? This was something that we would have missed each other. We would have missed each other because we're trying to fail safe. You know how you try to protect yourself? And because Eric didn't have what my preference was, and I didn't act like his mama or his, wait, who did I, no, don't let me get you in trouble. I'm gonna leave you from out the frying pan. I ain't gonna ask you that. But but we have
But the sex of
preferences.
elbows and knees was different.
Right. Okay, there you go. The sexy elbows and knees.
Yeah, that was
I
the
like the
deal.
way you, I like the way
The
you
change in the me, you know.
yeah, you put,
And my daddy's family, you
put
know.
that together well.
Thank you.
You saved yourself. Yes. But we were looking at how we were fail safing ourselves, and we could have if we had. Sometimes the Father will keep things from us so that he'll keep things hidden from us so that we don't fail safe ourselves to where we miss out totally on what his promises are for us.
Yep.
So we want to know things in the full. I want to know this about them. And I want to know how much and where they at. And some things he will hide from you. And the unknown is not something that we tend to like, especially us as ladies, because we want that security. I need to know it all. But we will fail safe ourselves right on out
what the book
of the plan of the Most High.
What the book say? He that will save his life shall lose it.
But so with that, when we're looking at this, let's look at how we've seen things done, and how, as Eric is talking about, we do know that there are some generational blessings, but we do want to reflect on some of the negative patterns too, right? Because we all are, whether we know it or not, we all are acting in ways, and we're thinking in ways that's not conducive to where the Father has for us to go and where he's positioning us, right? So these things are important for us to know, because the battle many times is in the bloodline, y'all. Mm-hmm. The battle that we face, it's not even with us. It's what has already started
in the
bloodline, and it's taken root. And we find ourselves facing things that we had no idea that our mama faced it, and our mama's mama faced it, and okay, y'all get the point. And so before we move on, even with the situation where I had a conversation with my brother, just literally, was it last night or 2 nights ago? And he ended up talking to me about something that I only remember half of the piece that happened between my mother and grandmother. And so the little black ground, let me tell you the black ground.
The black folks,
the black ground. But let me give you a little background on, my mother was molested by her father. And so my mother lived her life trying to gain my grandmother's love, because my grandmother blamed her for what her own daddy did. So one of the things that I didn't remember was how this particular moment that is a stamp in all of our minds of what my mother told my brother. She told my mother because he called my grandmother out of her name. And I only remember, oh, wow, she got on him. And man, I'll never forget that. She told him, don't you ever call my mother out of her name, because that's still what? My mama, right? She still taught him to respect. But I didn't realize the pain that my mother went through, and that brought it up to that point for my brother to even say that, y'all. She made my mother work for her at her cafe that she had right here in Third Ward for over 20-something years. But not only that, that particular night, she dropped her off of 288 before 288 was really built, and made her walk home from the bad side of 288 to the good side.
The gun-toting side.
From the gun-toting side to the good side, right? She didn't get home to 3 a.m. I didn't remember all of that, but I still saw the pain, and I saw what it did. And those are the reflections of some of the things that we have to reflect on, so that we can know what our parents and our grandparents, and if you have those opportunities to hear those stories and to see what happened in the bloodline, because it gives you clues even to what happens in their body, and why some of us even die early. And that's a whole nother situation because we all know the body's going to keep the score.
Emotional situations.
Yeah.
Some of us try to lose weight so we can be sexy for our Boaz. Being there's women on here for our Boaz and don't realize there's something in the background. It's some epigenetic situation going on in the background, and being that I'm praying amiss because I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So besides talking to your folks, doing your best to go in and talk to them. So we just had these three things, as you can see already on the screen, to gain insight into generational patterns.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about deepening your faith and your values for alignment, because I'm telling you, your faith and your walk, and I'm not talking about a wish list, I'm talking about the covenant that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, if you see faith in the as Paul referred to it at different times, and as Peter referred to it at different times, the faith is talking about your covenant in the scripture, your constitution. Okay, so as you deepen your understanding of the Constitution, there are some generational blessings that have to come down. I know it ain't Bible study, but if I took you to Exodus 20, or Exodus 23, and I could show you where he say that there is an angel that is, when you do these things, when you function right, when you do these things, this angel goes before you and sets things in order for you. Right? What Pastor Douglas used to call it, sweatless victory.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about strengthening emotional resilience and healing, which is key. Just a couple of things just to help you understand the benefits of looking back at your past and look for those gems that may be shrouded in coarse, hard rock, much like diamonds are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
look at those lessons and realize these are some of the things that we are facing now. And after we do that assessment, right, we are able to understand and reveal those patterns and those cycles, like which I think that was Shauna that said that may be influencing our even approach, how we're approaching relationships, how we are approaching and looking at how we communicate, right? How we are, how we're believing, and where we're placing our thoughts and our thought patterns. And as we recognize the patterns, we're able to choose to embrace where the Father is taking us, and we're able to embrace what the lessons of the past have to, and what they're revealing to us. Right. Because there's wisdom that those lessons always are sending. They're always leaving us wisdom. So recognizing these patterns, and that's the awareness piece. And we want to make sure that we're all learning how to become more conscious. Because I like what you said, we're living sometimes from unconscious states of being.
Unconscious issues. You don't know why you have your eating situation.
Yeah.
You don't know why it seemed like you attract the same type of person, or your picometer need to be recalibrated, right? And that's what this is going to do, help you, because with that, when you recognize the patterns and you recognize the positive patterns as well, it can help you create the relationship that you want. And what is to create first? It has to be the chosen ingredients. You got to be able to identify the ingredients you need. If I told for those, okay, I can talk about the fixers versus the cookers.
We're gonna let you. Well, should we let him slide, y'all? We'll let him slide.
Let me just share it just for the sake of this analogy.
Okay.
All right. So if a person is a fixer, they wouldn't know all the ingredients you need for oxtails.
Okay.
Right? Because you cook, you don't fix oxtails. Hello, somebody. Is anybody in the building? You don't fix, you cook oxtails. And there are several things that you have to get, ingredients that you have to get together. And not only just the ingredients, You got to know how long to do. You got to know all of that.
Rita say
Yeah.
speak. Harry say salt and pepper.
Wait.
Say for real. What is that? Chef in?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Carrie, I'm gonna say, because you from Mississippi now. Come on now. I'm gonna call somebody and say, wait a minute. Now, y'all got a woman from Mississippi over there talking about some salt and pepper and some doggone green oxtail.
Leave her alone. She said she was just kidding. She know.
I know that's right. Yeah, I'm about to send the oxtail police out there. But look,
Sir.
there are things that are there.
Yeah.
If you don't know, so with this, so that you're not fixing, because in your previous relationships you was fixing. You didn't know some of the ingredients that was going to be needed, because a lot of times family don't talk. A lot of times we talk more about the negative than we do the positive.
Or we only the fluff. We stay on surface stuff.
Yeah, surface stuff.
Surface conversations. Instead of realizing that there are things that are passed down and they're to be passed down in conversations. We know that our culture as a people, a nation of people, we told stories that related to what was things that actually happened.
Right.
So that we can know, so that our children would know how to be aware of certain things, how to look out for certain things, and how to, conduct themselves in whatever situation. We told stories and we gave those principles that could help you to, to really master life in a certain way.
That's right. So in colonization, that was one of the first things they did was they kill off the storytellers. So all praise.
Wait, we're gonna deal with this. We're gonna deal with this. Katisha says she never tried oxtails. Hold and stop. Everything.
Okay, so wait a minute. So listen, everything that happens here on Ready for Love.
I did say this was a safe space.
Safe space.
Okay, Katisha, we're gonna
Sorry, stop it.
we're gonna let you have that. We're gonna
everybody raise your right hand and say that you promise to keep Katisha's secret.
Yes.
With us.
I hope you try some good ones because they gotta be good. Yes.
Yeah, go to Esther.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so in gaining that those insights help you stop fixing, start cooking, creating that relationship that the Father has for you.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you don't know what you don't know,
you're
gonna repeat that same thing.
Yeah.
And
that's, I think, because all of us in here, we're all adults. The orientation, the meet and greet that we had on Saturday was beautiful. And we got a chance to hear from different backgrounds of different ones, right? And so we're all at different stages, ages, and phases. We're all growing, and we know that we can look at certain things and be able to detect. And if you haven't, this is what we're going to do with this week. And this is the start of it. We're going to peel back some of these layers because everybody said that they were ready to do the work. And that's why we celebrate. Because as we're doing the work, we're preparing ourselves. Like Eric is talking about preparing. He's talking about preparing meals. We're preparing ourselves for this next phase because some things, there are blockages. And we have ways that we have thought, ways that we have taken on certain other people in our families, the way that they viewed men, the way they viewed children, the way they viewed, having a marriage and what that all looks like. And we've got to become a detective to see and to spot out where these thought processes and perspectives that we have that sometimes it's not even us, but it's something that was passed down, and we've got to be able to wipe the slate clean,
hands down,
so that we can start anew, and the Father can do those things that's necessary for us in this
season.
Yeah.
So talking about that, deepening your faith and values alignment is key.
Yeah.
John told us, hey, I show you my faith by what I do. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little key, a little snippet behind the curtain in a man's world. A man
we leaning in.
Loves a woman not only with confidence, but do what she say she's doing. I'm telling you, a man, if you said you waiting for this and you doing this, and he still get the cookies.
Wait a minute. This is
in the book. It says Adam knew Eve, right? And she begat a son. That word, he knew her. What else is there to know beyond that? Just to keep it real.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, a woman that has, and two, you will attract. Now, I'm not saying that the enemy just gonna chill and just watch you and just let you do this thing. He see you done, oh, you've been over there with Eric and ELAINE and me. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I ain't gonna fool with you. I ain't gonna fool. No.
Really?
The extreme
Even
makeover.
The more.
Yeah.
Even the more.
The extreme makeover, after them folks that were on the extreme makeover, and right after the show aired, all of them got attacked. All of them.
Yeah.
Just by association. So the enemy is not going to just let you just do that. You're going to be tempted. Whatever your temptation is. It don't have to be sex, whatever.
Right.
He will bring a counterfeit to see where you at on what you have decided to hold on to.
Yeah.
Anybody remember your first year of college? You done decided to go to college. Was your first year a breeze? Anybody that started a new job, you decided to go to a new job. Was your first weeks a breeze? No, because you had to get acclimated. Did you ever go to a job and wonder, okay, what did I just do?
Right. Oh yeah. What did I get
myself into? What in the world did I just get myself into?
Been there. Anybody been in a relationship and you said, my father,
no,
what in the world was I on?
Okay, I know you never. This is past tense, right?
And so we have all been there.
You gonna leave it?
You see, I just went on to something else. Yes, we have all been there. And that's but the learning curve of that, because so many times we can look at situations like that and be like, man, I lost this, or I lost time, or I lost. But what did you gain?
Yes.
Sometimes the blessing is we've got to switch those questions that we ask ourselves. What did I lose? Why did I waste so much time? I could have been there. I should have, I would. But what did you gain? Change our perspective and allow that our faith to introduce us to the values, right? Because your values, your core values. Some of us don't.
That's what's going to keep you together.
And some of us many times don't even really know what our core values are. You know how I know? We did a workshop.
No, it was an interview.
It was an interview. Yeah. And a wonderful, mighty man stood up, and he was in his 60s, y'all. And he said, I don't know what core values
What are core values? He asked me literally what are core values.
He asked, what are core values? And so many of us, and he was married.
Yeah, and for many years.
Many years. But we, absolutely. So we're like, oh my goodness. But that's when we are, and we're all guilty of it at one time or another, living unconsciously and literally being on autopilot. And that's when the enemy can come in and he plays us just like he did the same song that he played with our aunties and uncles and so on and so forth.
And what's interesting is he don't really change the game. He don't even he played the same card every generation.
Yes.
And what's interesting is we, sometimes fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, choosing to really say, I'm ready, Father, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for love. While I'm ready for love, what this means is I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to grow because I've got to become new. Because there's some newness that happens even as you are in your marriage. I know that the Father, what he said about Eric and me, I know what I heard. There's nobody can convince me otherwise. I know this. But even when you're going to still be tested and your faith is going to have to be deepened. Your values and your core values, they've got to be in alignment.
Hands down.
So this is something that you want to really allow yourself to say, yes, this is why I'm here. When we asked you at the beginning, what do you expect? And what's the purpose, or what is it that you want to gain? Because we get what we plant.
Yes.
We don't plant. Have anybody ever seen anybody plant an orange seed and get one orange? I've never.
Nope.
We get an abundance of more than what we planted.
Hands down. So
that's a deepen faith.
Deepen faith. And here's a practical piece on that. When I was a kid, I had a thought that, you know what, I say that for day 3, because I just looked at the time. We got 10 minutes, and we got another. Okay. We got another point.
We got one more.
Yeah, we got one more for you.
Come on, that abundance. You better say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to it. Y'all hold me to that. So the next thing is what it does is strengthens your emotional capacity, your emotional intelligence, and emotional resilience.
Yeah.
When you can look back at your family and two, there's healing in a level of forgiveness. For instance, when you look at the picture of those folks, when I said that about the fact that the men were building those homes, and our men today don't know how to hammer a nail. When I said all of those clothes were made by them, what did that? Unmute yourself and tell me, what did that? Did that? Was there a paradigm shift? Did it do anything for you?
And how many?
Or your outlook?
Yeah, and how many of you know men who still, like you say, know how to build? Whether it's building with their hands or building in the spirit realm, right? With their spiritual. Do y'all know any? Rita said, nope, that's a problem. Yeah, that is the problem.
Sometimes I feel like that's why I am single. I grew up watching my granddad chop wood in the backyard. So I don't understand when a man says, they can't find a job, or they don't have one, or, there's certain work they won't take. I don't understand that kind of talk.
Yeah. It's hard to make that connection.
Yeah, and change a tire.
Yeah,
she said yes and no. Carrie said yes and no. She knows it, but one and two, just like that, the same principle applies. As I'm saying, when I run into guys, and I run into a lot of guys that I got guys that I really look up to, but I also run into guys that it's like I don't even know, what happened, and it's not to blame, That was
Yeah.
the greatest thing that helped me heal from my father. I had a father wound. Was the fact of not blaming him, because when I looked at his circumstance and situation by which he came up,
Yeah.
he did 1,000 times better than his daddy did.
Yeah.
And even though the scars that despite the scars that I had, kind of like Joseph when his brothers did what they did to him, right? But despite that, but that was the most freeing thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
To where I was able to enjoy the last 10 years of his life. You know, I lost 37.
Yeah.
You know, I can look back and be like, man, but I was 7 years old before we became friends. Yeah, but I still got that 10. And that 10 was to hear him say he was proud after cussing me out every single night, saying that I wasn't going to do nothing, wasn't going to be nothing. You too short. You ain't going to play no basketball. You ain't going to the NBA. These Japanese finna take over, and you need to go and learn how to, okay.
Come back.
All of those things. Yeah. And that's the clean version.
I was going to say that was the clean version too. Yes.
Because my father was a cussologist.
Yep. Not a cussologist, baby.
Yeah, he was. He had a PhD in cussology.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The study and the implementation of cussification.
And there we have it.
But what happened was it was so freeing that when he finally, I heard in his tone of voice that he was proud of me.
Yeah.
It was a wrap for me.
And so that allowed for healing to take place.
Right.
And that's why we say, even if you have family members that are still with us, if it's possible, have those conversations. If you can find those that are at least somewhat open, because we still have a lot of people that are from the silent generation, right?
And if they can still talk in the silent generation, because silent generation.
The silent.
Well, but I'm just saying, they older. They old.
But and so sometimes it could come from even your siblings or your cousins, like with my family, right? So, but find those different, family members that you can actually say, hey, so can you shed some light on this? Or how did Mama and Pawpaw, what do you remember? Right? Have those conversations, because those are those opportunities to heal.
And just imagine when you heal from whatever it was, you forgive whoever it was, whatever they did, whatever happened, and begin to look at the positive pieces too.
Yeah.
And lean on the positive pieces. That's your power. The joy of the Father is my strength.
Okay.
Right? I can take joy that, hey, they got me here.
Yeah.
They got me here, and I'm going to take with what I have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to learn from that, get back into my covenant, and allow myself to love.
To love again.
Allow myself to love again. What love am I holding myself back from? Again, we talked about it earlier. It's stuff that I don't know that I'm dealing with. Eating, my health, my the type of work that I do. For instance, like your boy, most people used to look at Will Smith as a very successful person, until it came out that no, his family just fell apart. His family has gone in ways and everything, because why? He was afraid of being poor again. So he built all of that from a place of being poor, a place of fear of losing wealth, and wound up still losing the real wealth, the relationship.
Doesn't the scripture talk about Job, that the fear?
Yeah, the very thing that I was afraid of came upon me. So whatever I'm using, you have to ask yourself the question, humble yourself and ask yourself the question, have I been receiving my prayers? Have I been receiving what I've been praying in my heart?
Yeah. That I'm afraid of.
So in that, and in conclusion, Elaine gonna give y'all the challenge here in a minute. The instructions for the challenge and everything, but we just want to just remember that when you go back and you look at your past, even the stuff that you don't like to see, like seeing these people in the background right here, we see bondage, we see this, we see that, and we see these dirty clothes, we see these run over shoes, and some without shoes on. They had something internally to get us here.
Absolutely.
They were resilient. What is the positive piece? What was the stuff that happened? What was my daddy's issue? What was Pawpaw's issue that caused him to do the things that he did? What did they do right?
Switch that.
Yeah, let's look at all the things that they do right, because I'm telling you, according to the power that's working within you, these things, you can say to this mountain, you can say to this mountain of all of this bad information on the internet saying that these men ain't no good and all these different things, and put it in the sea. And that I can have the relationship. I will have the relationship that I see. And when I come into that relationship, what I bring to this, because this is totally about you as an individual. What I bring to this relationship, I'm living my best life according to y'all. We have a friend. I gotta tell y'all, because we finna get over y'all.
1 minute.
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Yes. So this was just the beginning, y'all. We're peeling back the what? We're peeling back the layers, right? So thank y'all for being with us. I do want to just real quick leave y'all with Isaiah 58, I think it is. Isaiah 58 and verse 12. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up. That thou is who? You and me. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. Yes, the repairer and what? And you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. Type in there, I am the repairer of the breach. Type in the chat for us. And while you're doing that, your prompt, if you have not joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group, because that's how we're going to be communicating. Those of you who are here tonight, of course, this is recorded, but we're also going to be sending out the prompts for homework. Those who participate, and all throughout the week, you have to have the participation, and we will, of course, have that grand prize winner, because that grand prize is, everybody say juicy. Unmute yourself and say juicy. Look, Katisha was ready to say it too. Eric, I thought we were going to say juicy, baby. Okay, but anyway, so look for you. Join the Facebook group. Look for the emails. Every day we're sending the emails out as well. And no, that's going to be sent through email. So all of the information will be sent through email. And we love you guys. It's 8:01 and we're out. Peace and multiply blessings. Love you guys.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.
Good night.